Ready to open the hood? UseTool for the tutorials.
And for car parts, the right idea is the Mr. Auto app. Easy, fast, and with better prices than on the website.
You will find the bulk EGR valve used in the video exclusively on the Mr. Auto website and through the link in the description. Turn your engine off, pull up the handbrake, pull on the bonnet release lever and open the bonnet. Take off the engine cover. You should be able to see the EGR valve and its inlet conduit. There are a multitude of symptoms linked to an EGR breakdown. Loss of power, injection issues, appearance of warning lights. To access the EGR valve, you have to first remove certain elements. Start by removing the air duct from the throttle body. To do this, unscrew the hose clamp from the throttle body using a flat screwdriver. Then pull it out. Then unscrew the clamp from the plastic duct. Then, using a ratchet and a 10mm socket, remove the screw holding the duct. You can now remove the duct. Remove the gasket from the hose if it is still on the throttle body. Optimize your working area by unclipping the various fuel hoses from their housings. Remove the dipstick holder using a ratchet and a size 8 socket. Then, remove the dipstick. To prevent dirt from falling into the oil duct, seal it with a small cloth. Disconnect the electrical connection from the throttle body. Then the mass airflow sensor. You now need to unscrew the 6 screws holding the throttle body and the mass airflow sensor duct to the EGR valve. To do this, use a ratchet and an 8mm socket. Start with the 4 long through screws. And then finish with the 2 screws holding the plate in place. You can now remove the throttle body and the airflow sensor unit. Take a flathead screwdriver and unscrew the clamping clips on the air inlet conduit on the turbo. Then remove it. Disconnect the power supply from the valve. To do this, push down on the plastic tab. Using a ratchet and a 10mm socket, remove the 2 screws that connect the metal pipe to the EGR valve. Using a small ratchet, an extension and a 10mm socket, it is now time to remove the 3 screws holding the EGR valve to the engine block. They're relatively difficult to access and require patience. Be careful not to drop them into the engine when removing them. The bottom screw is particularly difficult to locate, let alone remove. We highly recommend using a flexible extension lead. You can now remove the EGR valve. Unscrew the other end of the metal pipe. The metal pipe and the connection between the engine block and the EGR valve are likely to be dirty, so don't hesitate to clean them in order to take full advantage of the performance of your new EGR valve.
Please support us, subscribe and like the video, that will be really cool.
You can find the bulk parts and products used in the video on the Mr. Auto website and in the link in the description. Now you need to put the EGR valve back in place. Tip: take a piece of paper towel, Lay it flat on the socket and then insert the bolt head into the socket. Magic! It holds on its own. Put the new EGR valve in place, then start by roughly tightening the screw on the bottom. This will make it easier to fit the screw and the valve will be clear to line up with the screw. To complete the operation, take advantage of the opportunity to clean the injection system by directly pouring injector cleaner into your reservoir, which will help avoid numerous problems linked to injection and will guarantee an optimal engine ignition. Then screw the other two screws back in, taking care to line up with the valve so as not to damage the threads. Tighten the 3 screws. Reconnect the air intake duct, then screw the clamp back on. Using the cleaned metal duct, replace the metal gasket on the duct, holding it with the 2 screws. Then, screw the 4 screws, holding the duct back in place by hand. Tighten the screws with a ratchet. Reconnect the EGR valve connections. Reconnect the mass airflow sensor unit to the throttle body by pre-assembling the 4 long screws. Then install the assembly so as to reconnect the entire part to the EGR valve. Roughly rescrew the 4 screws. Then tighten the 2 screws on the retaining plate. Tighten the 4 long screws, then the 2 retaining screws. Plug the connector back on the airflow meter. Reconnect the throttle body connector. Replace the dipstick. Then screw it back on. Replace the gasket in the plastic duct and reattach it to the throttle body. Then screw the retaining screw back in. Screw the clamp back on. Reconnect the duct. And screw it back on. Reconnect the fuel hoses. Finally, put the engine cover back in place. Operation completed.
Hello, if this video helped you, like and subscribe.